My name is Robert Drysdale, 27 years old. I was born in the United States. I grew up in Brazil. I've been doing jiu-jitsu for 11 years now. I won the Worlds 3 times. I won the World Cup 3 times. I won Abu Dhabi, the open weight class in 2007. Fighting the main event of Abu Dhabi 2009. I've been fighting MMA for 1 year now. Got 1 fight so far. And that's it. We just opened up a new gym in Las Vegas. So that's about it.
What was it like competing in an Abu Dhabi tournament?
It's good, man. Like the first time I was invited in 2005, and I just couldn't believe I was there. Because when I started training, like people I had as my references in grappling, they were grappling in Abu Dhabi. They were competing in Abu Dhabi. I'm like, wow, man, that'd be amazing to be one of those guys one day. And just people I looked up to, Next thing you know, I get invited to be one of those guys. I'm like, bro, I can't believe it. I'm like one of the top 16 grapplers in the world, I was so excited about it, and I was so excited about it, I wasn't thinking about winning in 2005. So I was too happy about being there and not too focused on winning, And probably wasn't ready back then. I got invited again in 2007, and this time I just knew that I really wanted that title and I needed that win. And it was like the one title that was really missing in my curriculum. So yeah, 2007 was a big important year for me.
And like, how did that transform you into doing mixed martial arts? I mean, that's a big change right there to go from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to doing a combination of all these masterful arts.
Absolutely. It's something I always wanted to do. Like when I started training Jiu-Jitsu, it was because of MMA. I saw Royce Gracie on the UFC just like everyone else, and I'm like, wow, this is incredible. I wanted to give this a try. But I got caught in the jiu-jitsu competition world, and I really wanted to fight those tournaments. I wanted to win the Worlds. I wanted to compete in Abu Dhabi. MMA is something I always knew that I wanted to do. I just really wanted to win those jiu-jitsu competitions before. I feel like if I hadn't accomplished those jiu-jitsu tournaments and I hadn't moved on, I wouldn't feel like an accomplished fighter. I would have felt like something was missing. So I needed to win those competitions, and now that I did, I feel like it's time to move on and go do something different, do something else. You can always do better. You can always look back at your career and think, I could have been better, I could have done this, or I could have won that, or I could have beaten that guy. But the most accomplished fighter in the world can look back at his career and say, I could have been better. I could have won more. I could have not lost that fight. But it's, you can always look back and think that you could have done things better. But I'm happy with what I did. You can always argue that, I guess I could have been better, but I'm happy with what I accomplished in Jiu-Jitsu, and I felt it was time for me to move on.
Have any big organizations like UFC or Affliction offered you a contract yet, or?
I spoke to some big organizations. I've been speaking to organizations here in the U.S., in Japan. I'm making contacts. I think it's going to happen soon. I'm just right now trying to. I want to get that first fight out of the way because I've never fought before. I just wanted to see what it was like, and I wanted to show the organizations that what I could do. Like, hey guys, I can fight. I'm not just a jiu-jitsu guy, I can get in the ring and fight if I have to. And now that I think I've done that, I think it's going to open even more doors. And now I'm just waiting to sign with a big organization, whatever one comes up.
Is there an organization in particular that you prefer? Would you rather fight in America than Japan, or?
I'd rather not mention it right now because I'm speaking 2 or 3 different ones right now. But I always thought Japan would be a cool thing because they really appreciate grappling over there. The public understands it better than they understand it in the U.S. That the money's kind of better over there, especially if you're just starting off like me. You slowly got to build your way up in the U.S. In Japan, they would pay me well right away. That kind of works in my favor. So maybe Japan, but if an organization in the U.S. comes up with a good offer and they want to, I feel like they're going to treat me right and it's going to be a good move for my career. Yeah, I would definitely fight over here. Absolutely.
Like Bobby Razek, I'm friends with Bobby, and he said you're probably going to be a guaranteed or a future world champion. That's what he feels of you. What does that feel a lot of pressure on you to be a world look at the future like that?
I don't know, man. When I fight, even in jiu-jitsu, when I competed jiu-jitsu with and without the gi, man, I always felt a lot of pressure to fight. But the pressure was always on myself. It's nothing new. I always felt that I had to prove something. That's myself. I don't care about the crowd. A lot of people say, Rob, you shouldn't jump in the big shows right away. The crowd and everything, it's a lot of pressure. You're not ready. I don't feel pressure from the crowd. I don't feel pressure from people that I know. I don't feel pressure from my friends or my students or none of that. I feel the pressure that I put on myself. And that doesn't matter if I'm in a big competition or a small competition. It doesn't matter. In my head, I have to win, and it's like an obligation. And so I don't see it like that. You know, I'm happy that a guy like Bobby is rooting for me, and he wants me to do well. It's an honor to be his friend. And I'm just glad to be part of this game. You know, it's a good time to be in the sport, and hopefully I'll be able to do well. I believe that one day I'm going to get where I want to be. You know, I'll be wearing one of those belts one day, but I'm not in a hurry. It's a matter of time. And some of these guys that have belts today, they've been fighting MMA for 15 years. You know, it might take me that long to get one of those belts. I don't know. Who knows? But I'm not in a hurry, and I know what I want. So.
And like training with Randy Couture for Brock Lesnar, like what was that? Was the training building up to that, and how was the fight? Like what was going through your mind when that all happened?
I mean, I was honored just knowing Randy and being able to be part of one of the greatest fights in MMA's history. It's like it's an honor to be there, you know. And
were you in his corner that night?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was cool, man. When Randy, after that first round, I was convinced. You know, like I always had from the beginning, I had a huge faith that Randy could win. But after that first round, I was convinced, man. I was like 100% sure Randy was gonna win. Like, bro, he was winning all the exchanges. You know.
And he had Brock against the cage.
He had him against the cage.
Yeah.
He got a high single on him. Brock held on to the cage. We don't remember this, but he held on to the cage. He was getting taken down. The one time that Randy was on the bottom, he got back up. You know, that's exactly what we worked on. I thought it was over, man. Randy's going to win this fight. You know, and then Brock's a big dude. You know, he's not an excellent boxer, but he's got heavy hands. If he hits you, you know, it doesn't matter where he hits you, it's going to hurt. So that's what happened, unfortunately.
Yeah. And does Randy want a rematch against Brock, or what's he thinking or no?
I don't think so. I'm sure that Randy would fight if the UFC wanted to fight Brock again. I don't see that happening so soon, but I think it's possible. You know, I mean, would Randy want a rematch? I think that Randy's the kind of guy he'll fight pretty much anyone. He'll fight the guy that has the belt. You know, if Brock has the belt, then Randy is a contender. He'll fight Brock again, absolutely.
And if you had your first big match, you had your first pro match, but it wasn't on a grand stage like a 15,000 crowd or 10,000 person crowd. I don't think it was that big. How many people were there at the first show? Like a couple grand or couple?
First of all, it was an amateur match.
Okay. Okay, it wasn't a pro. Okay.
I would guess like 2,000, maybe more. I don't know. It was a packed house, but it wasn't like a big arena.
Yeah. So when you go to that big arena, is there a certain fighter that you want to fight against? Is there somebody in your mind you want to have as an opponent right now?
There's certain people that I would like to fight. You know, I see myself doing well. Of course, I think big. You know, I see myself fighting a guy like Anderson Silva. He's the man to beat right now. I see myself fighting, not in the near future, but one day maybe. You know, whoever has the belt. Some other Japanese fighters that I see myself fighting. I would like to fight. A lot of people out there, I think that would do well. Some people that have big names right now, when I see their style against mine, I think that would be a good matchup for me. So there's a lot of people out there that I would love to fight. Actually.
Thank you very much for the interview, man.
Thank you, guys.
Cool.